Hey y'all, it's Lacey, the Catholic Icing Lady, and today I'm going to show you several versions of how to draw the holy name of Jesus in a really fun way. Okay, despite my cold, we're going to go ahead and get started. The first way we're going to draw the name of Jesus, we're going to start with a long, skinny rectangle. This is a super fast and easy way to make this fun image of Jesus's name. So if you have to try a few times to get your spacing right, that's okay. It's fast. Now you're going to have 4 lines that are as equally spaced as you can make them through your rectangle. So 4 lines, which actually creates 5 spaces. Now we're drawing a really cool kind of an optical illusion negative space version of Jesus's name. So in the first square, we're going to do like that. It kind of makes an abstract J, and we're going to color in this tiny rectangle that's left because that's like our negative space that we don't need. So can you see how that kind of makes a J? Now, in our next square, we're going to be making an E, and that's really easy. You just make 2 short lines, like that. Okay, and our next space is going to be an S, and that's also made with 2 lines, but one from this side and one from the other side. The next square, we're making a U, so that one's really easy. You just bring a line down from the top like that. The last square is also an S, so you're going to try to make it line up with your first S. That's it. How easy is that? And it's a really cool way to draw the name of Jesus. Now I'm also going to show you a slightly more complicated version, so let's go ahead and get started with that. In this version, we're also drawing the name as negative space. So that means we're drawing the space around the letters rather than drawing the actual letters. And it's going to go at the top up here. So usually I just draw things with my marker on these videos. And I thought about starting with my marker. But I think that because of the nature of how it's hard to line up these letters, we're going to go ahead and start with a light pencil line. We're actually going to start with 2 light pencil lines. So I'm going to switch to my pencil. I'm going to draw just a very light line across the top here and another very light line a couple inches down. And we're going to erase those at the end, but that's going to help us visualize where the letters are. So that's going to be the top of our letters and the bottom of our letters. So we're going to start on the line and we're going to make a curve because we're going around a J shape. Now I didn't bring that all the way down to the bottom line because I still need to come across. Then I'm going to curve and meet the bottom line. So none of this is going to be fully connected, and that's what makes it so cool at the end. See, I came down to this line and stopped. So because we're making this space around the letters and not the actual letters themselves, I'm making like a box at the end of this letter. So that gives us like half of our J. Now we're going to come in and make the other half of our J by coming down beside this line and curving. But again, we stop at our pencil line. We don't continue to meet that bottom of the J. So I'm going to bring each one over a little bit and bring this line straight down because now we're forming the left side of our E, and the left side of an E is just a straight line. Now we're going to leave some space here, enough space for the E because we're going around the E. So I'm going to start right here, okay, on my pencil line. And I'm going to come down, in, see, that's the top of our E. Then down again and back out, just forming that middle part of that E. Then down and in again. So it's a shape like the top of a castle, basically. Down, out, and then down to my pencil line. So if you guys need to pause it to get that shape right, you can go ahead and pause it now. Now continuing forward, we're going to be making now the left side of our S, which is a little bit trickier. So first I'm just going to bring that along the pencil line and I'm going to curve for the S, then over to the right and up. Now I'm going to go around the end of the S and bring my marker down to my pencil line and just trace the pencil line. So that gives us half of our S. Now we're going to come in and make the other half of our S. So I'm going to start, where am I going to start? Right here, and curve it around like that. That makes the top of our S. Then I'm just going to follow my other curvy line until I hit my pencil line, and I'm going to stop. So now we have our negative space S. Now the U is going to be a lot easier. So now we're going to make half of our U by just bringing it down and curving it at the bottom and stopping on our pencil line again. Then I can trace my pencil line right there and connect that. So obviously the other half of our U is also going to be pretty easy, but we're not connecting it at the bottom. We're just bringing it down to the pencil line and stopping. Now on the other side, we got to make another half of an S. So it's just like we did before. And this is our last letter. So you guys are almost there. We're going to connect that. So now we just need to make the right half of our S. Okay, so I'm going to start right here and follow my curvy line for my S. Now just like at the beginning, I'm just going to make a straight line box here at the end. Perfect. Now we need to put in our space for the U. So it's just going to float above that and connect at the pencil line. Perfect. Now, something that can help people see a negative space drawing a little easier is if we fill in our shapes. So I'm just going to come in with my black marker and fill that in, and now you can really see that it says Jesus, which is super cool. When the marker ink is completely dry, you can come in and erase the little pencil lines that are left. And then what you're left is the name of Jesus in a really cool negative space style, which I think is super, super awesome. I used to love to draw letters like this when I was a little kid. So I think this is really, really fun. Now, once you have this down, you can go ahead and do it in different colors, in different styles. I mean, you even can try different words, but right here, I'm writing Jesus again, but I'm using all my colors and I'm making the colors in rainbow order. So it's kind of fading from red to purple, which I think is really fun. I'm going to make that one a little more blue. There we go. Now, once you practice at this and you get a little bit better at it, you can add a little style or you can do them a little differently. So now I'm going to draw one that is much taller and skinnier than the one we originally drew, so it takes up more space on my paper. So I'm starting here with the J again, and the other side of my J, and that left side of my E, which is straight. Now, because I've made this one really tall and skinny, the E is going to be really different, and I'm going to put my middle thing for my E closer to the top. Now we're going to come and put in half of the S, and I'm going to make the bottom of my S really curly just for some fun style. And the other side of my S needs to run right beside that side. The more you practice this, the more you'll get better at seeing where you need to draw for the negative space. The bottom of that is curving for the U. You just always have to be thinking about what letter's coming next. And what does the left half of that letter look like? I'm going to make this S also very curvy. So we're almost finished with this name. Now, as you can see, I've left myself some space here that I could draw some things in my negative space shapes. Also, I'm going to go ahead and upload this one as a coloring page for you guys, if anyone doesn't want to have to draw it yourself. So you can check the link below in the description and just print this free as a coloring page. Now in my spaces I made around my letters in my negative space, instead of just coloring them in solid colors, I'm going to draw in some little Bible scenes of things Jesus actually did and color that in. So I've got a nativity scene, Jesus walking on water, Calvary. Right here I've got water turning into wine. Then I also added the loaves and fish and the Easter scene where Jesus rises from the dead and the angels on top of the tomb. So I can't wait to see what you do with your pages, and I'll see you next Friday.